competitions are much more nerve-wracking because you have to just be up there and be perfect for 10 minutes. I think there's a little bit more forgiveness in an opera, but also you have much more opportunity to get into it. In a competition, you're just thrown out there, sing for 10 minutes, and then you're done. Whereas in an opera, you get a chance to build over the course of the evening.
What I like today is that there's the audience, but the audience generally is in the final round, and before there's just judges, and it was strange because I love interaction, and if I don't have it, I feel a little bit stressed. It's for me, it's much more stressful when I'm singing for one, people or a person or two people. Down to hundreds, So I think that's one thing, and the second one is that they are, judging us. They are not enjoying the music fully. They are just thinking, writing, and it's quite difficult. But we have to try. It's nice challenge.
In a competition, you go from nothing to everything the moment that you walk on the stage, whereas when you're in an opera you have the entire journey and lifetime of a character. So I think in competition, you go from nothing to everything as soon as you get on there, and it's bringing everything that you've got in that moment.
Vocally, I think it's the same. I enjoy competitions a little bit more in some ways because I get to be the stage director, I get to be the conductor, I get to bring so much more imagination to it. And within an opera or a concert setting, I am working within some constraints, and there's still room for my imagination. But I do like the freedom of a competition. The one thing I don't like about competitions is that things are taken out of context. Dramatically, it can be hard to sort of, in your mind, put down the drop of the set, feel like you're in the costume, and start singing like there's someone else with you on stage. So that can be challenging. So I like the continuity of a production, but I love the freedom and creativity of a competition.
I think when you go out on stage in an opera and you go out on stage in a concert, you really feel that you're all on stage. Everyone in the cast, everyone behind the scenes, and the whole thing. The Handel Competition is actually really nice for the opposite, because they do make a real effort to sort of make everyone feel very welcome. But at the end of the day, with a competition, it's a much more lonely experience. You go out there and it's you and your harpsichordist or pianist, depending. I've never been lucky enough to do one with a full orchestra. I wonder if that feels any different. But it feels like a much smaller team. And it feels like something that is much more exposed, I think.
There's a lot of differences. I much prefer singing in an opera, to be fair. I do like competitions as well, but yeah, singing in an opera, you've got the set and you've got all the people to interact with, and it feels much more natural, like you can be that character. Whereas in a competition, any kind of stand and sing circumstance, auditions, anything, you're creating that entirely for yourself, which requires a lot of imagination, I suppose, but still fun. That's fun. Yeah.
Obviously, competition is much more stressful, and you kind of only have that one moment to show what you've got. You don't have the whole opera where you can get into the character and sort it out that way over however many hours. You've just got to be straight in that moment, plucked from whatever part of the opera. So for me, I find it a lot more difficult to sing in competitions than to sing in a whole opera. But obviously it's sometimes helpful to sing in competitions as well for work and people seeing you and things like that. So
I think that there isn't really a difference because you are that character wherever you are. Maybe it's harder to do it in a concert, but then in a way it's slightly easier because you haven't got the rest of the opera draining you, so you can really put your focus into just your aria and kind of give it your best shot. So when you're performing in a competition or an audition environment, somehow you've got only yourself to make happy or to do as the way you want it, whereas when you're doing a concert or an opera, then you're very much there for the audience and to give them an event, to give them a really inspiring performance. So it's quite a different mindset, or it can be.